When it comes to getting your message out there and really sharing your knowledge and expertise, one of the favorite things to do for entrepreneurs is write a book. And it can be a really great way to get your message out there. But here's the trick: you have to market the book, and that means getting visible. Welcome to Show Up and Be Seen. I'm Valerie McTavish, sharing insights and inspirations to help you get more visible so that you can increase your reach, your engagements, and your sales. Joining me on the show today is Jyotsna Ramachandran, and she is an expert in converting your knowledge into a book. She helps leaders and experts take their message and turn it into a book. She guides them all the way through this process through her company, Happy Self Publishing. And I'm so excited to have her on the show today to share not just how you can use writing a book to increase your visibility, but how she increased her visibility to grow her business. And it has been an amazing success story. Jyotsna, welcome to the show. I'm so happy to see you here.
Hey Valerie, thank you so much for having me on Show Up and Be Seen.
Jyotsna and I connected many years ago, early on in our journey, and I've been able to watch her business take off because of her ability to really show up with passion for her business and what she can do for entrepreneurs. But Jyotsna, I know it wasn't always easy for you to put yourself out there. Can you tell me a little bit about those early days when you were struggling to kind of show up for your
Right.
business? What was the biggest challenge for you?
Well, Valerie, I think the biggest challenge for me initially, I think the first time I decided to really start becoming visible was when I decided to write my book. Till then, mine was a very secretive business. Like, I did not talk about it much. I did not start Happy Self Publishing then. I was just finding ghostwriters to write on potential topics, and I would publish them using pen names. I didn't even have the courage to put my name on those books because they were not written by me. It did not feel authentic, so I was publishing it through pen names. But the first time I decided to write my own book myself, it's called Job Escape Plan. That's when my name was on the book, and I decided to speak about the book soon after it got published. So the first set of interviews I did, it's more like a virtual book tour where I went on different podcasts and spoke about the book. That's when I decided to become visible and started talking about my journey.
When you finally decided to put your own name on a book, what did you realize about putting yourself out there and having to market that book? What were the challenges you faced?
I think it was more of a mental challenge than a real challenge. First of all, I felt that since I'm from India, a lot of people would not understand the way I speak. I don't have a typical American accent, and that was stopping me from authentically just going and sharing my message. But very quickly, I realized that that's just a mental block and not a real problem, because I was in mastermind groups, like we both were in a group, right, Valerie? And I was in several other groups. And to validate myself, I would ask them if they're able to understand the way I speak. And everybody could just perfectly understand. So that's when I realized that these were excuses that I had created for myself, which was stopping me from really being myself. And I had to quickly break down those excuses and start showing up more often. Initially, for the book to start selling well, and later, when I started Happy Self Publishing, that was my own business. For the very first time, I was establishing something at a global scale. So that's when I decided I cannot play small anymore, and I had to really start speaking about what I do so that I can help a lot more authors.
Right. So you stopped playing small for sure. And the steps that you took were to start publishing books under your own name. Then you created a podcast, and then you started doing videos.
Yeah.
What other ways have you pushed the boundaries, pushed the comfort zone in terms of showing up for your business?
Well, nowadays we have like a proper content calendar. We have a structured way of showing up. But when I initially started, I was just looking at every opportunity that I could use to really start talking about what we do. So initially it was going on other people's podcasts. Then I started my own show. Now we have two shows, Author Success Show and Experts on Purpose. That way I can keep meeting great people like you. And I continue to go on other people's shows and virtual summits. I would go as a guest faculty in other people's online courses. And I grabbed two opportunities to be on TEDx stages. So these were things that I did not imagine I would do when I started out. But I realized that we need to constantly keep showing up. It's not like a one time thing, that I do one TEDx and then my life is sorted. It doesn't work that way. We need to keep reaching out to new audiences who have never heard of me before. And I don't have like a venture capitalist funding my business so that I can spend millions of dollars on Facebook ads. I need to look at organic ways to reach out to new people, and that's what all these appearances really help me achieve.
I love that. I love that because we tend to think that, like you said, you show up once, you're good. And I'm constantly preaching it's the consistency that's going to get you the results. But I think what's really important here, and I want to go back to what you said and kind of rephrase it. What you're talking about is not just that, showing up for your business means that you consistently show up in the same place at the same time, but that you're consistently looking for new places to show up. And that is such a powerful tip because once you get past the hangups around showing up, it's then an opportunity for you to start looking for new places to show up in bigger ways, in bigger stages, in bigger groups. And that is what's going to make the difference. Now is the time that I would love for you to inspire some of our viewers and listeners by telling us, what has it meant for your business? What has the difference been once you got through those hangups and really started to show up for your business?
I think the biggest difference that has happened is my clients have started loving me more now. I used to initially look at marketing and videos and podcasts as ways to gain new clients. But once I broke that barrier of showing up, I've also started showing up more for my existing clients. And my team has started doing that by looking at me. So before, we only used to communicate through emails, but now we are on video calls all the time. And our clients love us for that because it's just one message and then we are immediately there on video talking to them. All my team meetings happen on video now, post COVID. Before that, it all used to be via Slack and audio calls. But I think now the entire team, including me, are more visible for our existing clients. And that has really helped us grow our business because clients are now not just coming back for their next books, but also referring their friends and family to us. So that way, I think we are so glad that we have broken that barrier of not showing up on video. And it's really helping us connect with people more. So the business and all that is secondary, but just that human connection, I think that's so valuable.
This is such an important point. I often talk about the role that video plays at every step of your customer journey, and that includes when someone's already a customer. And what
Yeah.
you're doing with your clients is you're including video and video connection so that they continue to feel taken care of
Hmm.
and like they matter to you. And so that's a huge difference. And it's probably why you get so many referrals. Now, I'm going to hold you to this because I do want you to talk a little bit about the goals that you've achieved as a result of showing up for your business. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the things you've been able to do because of the success and goals that you've reached?
Yes, internally, I'm really happy with the way my team is growing. Before, when I started out, it was just me, a virtual assistant, and a team of freelancers. Now we have full time employees who are committed to working with us. So that's a major shift in the way we are running our business. And secondly, as a result of the money we make, we are also able to make an impact to other people who are not as privileged as us. So I live in India, so there is poverty all around me. We are some of the few privileged people who get to work with clients in the US and make all this money in dollars. But my country is not like that. So I can, though I've not made a huge difference, I'm just doing what I can from the amount of business that we do. So before, Valerie, what I used to do is from the money we make, I used to allocate a percentage of my salary to educating girl children around India. But now I felt that clients should also feel good about this. So for every client who signs up, when they sign up for a publishing package, we fund the education of one girl child for an entire year. And that makes not just that girl's life better, but also our clients feel more fulfilled by becoming an author.
I love this so much, and it actually speaks to me because, of course, one of my big things is helping women get confident, and that confidence
Mhm.
really comes from their childhood. It comes from the things they
Right.
were told and the things that they learn as kids. And so, for you to be doing this for those girls, getting them into school, helping them to see that they're worthy of the education and that they can be educated,
Mhm.
I mean, I just think that's so powerful. And we all measure success differently. And I love that this is one of your measures of success. I love that this is a goal that you've set for your business. And that makes it easier, I bet, for you to show up on those days when maybe you don't feel like it.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I would be totally remiss if I didn't tap into your expertise. So here's what I would love to know. When you help people publish a book, everyone thinks about the writing part of the book, right? They think about how am I going to structure it? How am I going to publish it? How am I going to get it out there? And often they don't think about how am I going to market it? How am I going to make sure that people know that this book got written? I can't just put it on my website. So many people come to you with the goal of being a bestseller. You're a bestseller, and you've helped so many other people be bestsellers. But that bestseller status doesn't come from being quiet about the book you wrote.
Yeah.
So, can you share some of the tips that you share with your authors about how to get their message out there and make sure that their book gets seen?
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to, Valerie. So I look at book marketing as two phases. One is your launch phase, and the other is the ongoing, evergreen marketing that you need to do for your book. So during your launch phase, you need to make a lot of noise, obviously, because every day hundreds of books get published on Amazon. So you need to make sure that your book stands out. So people a lot of times underestimate the power of their own audience. So you may not have an email list of 10,000 people, but you have people following you on social media. So start letting people know while you're writing your book that you are going to publish a book. So that way you can build a team of um, your launch team members who could be supporting you during your book launch. And don't stop yourself with just your own network. Also reach out to your friends who could be podcasters, who could be other entrepreneurs. Let them know that you're writing your book and ask them if they can share it with their audience. Go and do a free webinar for them. So just tap into other people's audience also, because all these people together can help you reach that important bestseller position during the first few weeks of launch. But once that's done, if you just forget about the book and move on to the next project, the book is also going to stop selling. So in order for you to continuously keep selling the book, you can depend on ads like Amazon ads and Facebook ads, but also keep going to other people's audience. I tell my authors that have a goal of going on at least one podcast every week. For a month is not too much. It's just 1 hour of your time every week, but that over a period of time can make a huge impact, because at the end of every show, at least 10 people may end up going to your Amazon link and buying your book, and that can help in constantly maintaining that momentum. So constantly keep showing up, because it's not about you marketing yourself. That's what stops a lot of people. They feel that, hey, I'm very modest, I'm very humble, I don't want to make a lot of noise. But if you believe in the message of your book, then you're not really marketing yourself, but you're marketing the message that you have in the book. So if that's important to you, then you won't be shy anymore. You're going to just be out there marketing the hell out of your book.
Absolutely. This is such an important point. Always coming back to this book, or in my case, the videos and the message being so important to the person that you are creating that message for, that person that you can help. And this is the whole point of show up and be seen. You have to show up if you're actually going to make a difference, if you're going to be able to help people.
Hmm.
And that's a motivator for sure. So I really appreciate those tips. And I think it's so important with the book launch to really be looking at that, but to continue with the consistency, I think is what a lot of people miss out on.
Right.
Consistency is absolutely the culmination of your results. Is going to come from being consistent and leveraging those interviews, leveraging when you do video interviews or
Hmm.
podcasts, making sure that you share those so people continue to see you as an authority, and it's that social proof that you're an
Right.
expert in this area. Great tips. Thank you so much for sharing those. I know those are embedded in the free boot camp that you have. You run the boot camp live, but you do also make it available as a recording, right?
Yes, Valerie. The purpose of doing that boot camp was to really help people get started with the book project because it's like launching a rocket, right? You need lots of energy during the initial few days when you're writing the book. So people don't start writing the book because they don't have clarity as to why are they writing the book, how is it going to benefit their business, who are they writing it for, and how do they choose the topic. So all of those important initial fundamental steps are covered in the 5-day boot camp. So all the people watching our interview today can get immediate access to all the bootcamp videos if they go to happyselfpublishing.com/bootcamp.
I love it. I can't believe that's free, frankly. That sounds amazing. So I'm going to put the link in the description so everyone can click straight through and get access to that boot camp and hopefully see the power of putting themselves out there under their own name, not a pen name, right? Show up
Absolutely.
and then use the book as catalyst to start sharing your message more and more and getting that book out there. I think in a way, it's a little bit easier for people when they have a book to show up for their business because it's like they're basically saying, I have this thing to
Mm,
promote instead of I'm just promoting myself and my message, right? So
exactly.
I think it can be a really great way to ease people in to being more visible. So I thank you so much for being here today. I really appreciate it. And I am so happy to hear all of the tips that you've had. They certainly jive with everything that I teach inside the Video Marketing Mastery program. You know, that whole idea of having a solid foundation, getting confident and clear on what you want to be doing. And then number one is once it's out there, staying consistent, right? And continuing to look for opportunities to grow your audience.
Right.
So I'm so glad that as usual, we're on the same page, and that's awesome.
Thank you so
All
much,
right. Well, thank
Valerie.
you again for joining me and for sharing your tips. Continued fantastic success to you and happy self publishing. I look forward to seeing more updates of everything that you're doing with your amazing business.
Thanks a lot, Valerie. Loved this conversation.
Now, remember, you got into business to help someone solve a problem, and you can't do that if you stay hidden. So show up for them, show up for yourself, and show up for your business. We'll see you next time.